So today I want to dedicate this video to eye contact with threatening or aggressive dogs and or agitated dogs, and I want to draw one example that happened recently. So first off, how do I approach a dog that is threatening or aggressive or agitated? First of all, it's really important for the human to figure out what the dog is saying, and it's important to get it at least 90% right, so we can give the right response. Second, I'm going to show you the best way. So both come with me. All right, so let's say that Bo is really agitated. So what do I do? If I go right up to the dog like that, this is very threatening in dog language. All right, so never, ever, ever, regardless of whether a dog is agitated or not, I never approach a dog going straight up to them, because this in dog language is very threatening. Second, I never look at the dog in the eyes, never make eye contact if a dog is threatening or aggressive or agitated, because also that in dog language is very threatening. So what do I do? What is the best way for a dog that is agitated? So this is the best way. Take a wide berth, look down. Go behind the dog. All right, so that is the best way. Take a wide berth, look down while you're doing so, because obviously what do you want to, your message to the dog is, I'm here to help. I'm not here to be threatening or be confrontational. I'm just here to help. Okay, so always take a wide berth, look down, and depending on what you like to do, go behind the dog. For instance, if let's say that the dog has had an accident and that's why they're agitated, so you need to put a muzzle on them to just make sure that you can make a good assessment of the wound, for instance. So you take a wide berth, look down, get behind the dog, and put the muzzle on. Right, this is because you want to keep yourself safe and keep the dog safe. You don't want the dog to bite you, because if the dog bites, then they're going to get in trouble. All right, so what you do matters. The second thing I want, so this is just, basic knowledge, basic communication with dogs that are out of control, aggressive, anxious, or threatening. Something else that I'd like to share with you is an episode that happened very recently, yesterday, and with a mini poodle. So a mini poodle is a tiny dog, very slender, and his guardian wanted to get him ready. She went up to him to put the harness on, and she felt like he was going to bite her. So I took over. How did I take over? How did I take over? So first off, I know the dog very well, and the dog's message, what he was communicating was, I'm in two minds. I don't know whether I want to come out with you or whether I want to stay home, and that is fairly common for this particular dog, and because of his character. So that is why it's very important to know your dog very well, and every day do things that enrich your knowledge of your dog. So anyway, I wanted to simply just take that choice away from him. And how did I do that? So first off, took a wide berth and eyes down, and then while I was about to approach him, I said, sit and stay. So I gave him something else to think about. And then I just went up to him, I put the harness on, clipped it, and then I clipped the lid on him. And I said, let's go. And he was fine with that. But this doesn't come just like by simply approaching the dog. It comes with good communication, the right communication. So what did I do right? As I said, I took a wide berth. I looked down. I was completely unthreatening. I was simply there to help and to help him make the right decision. So in this case, the right thing to do was to remove the choice from him. And then I asked him to sit and stay, so that took his mind off whatever was happening. I put the harness on, and I clipped it, and he was ready to go. My tone of voice was also important. It was assertive, not aggressive, just assertive. It was sit and stay. I'm taking over now, so you don't need to worry about anything. And when you have the right tone of voice, your body and facial expression comes along with it. So my body was saying, I've got this. And it wasn't threatening. Again, it wasn't threatening, but it was or confrontational, but it was assertive. I've got this. And then and that was it. Facial expression. I wasn't kidding. I wasn't smiling or anything. It was simply the right message for the right instance, for the right situation, and the right message to what the dog was saying. So getting it right is important. And how do you get it right? Is by working with your dog, doing things with your dog. And what is happening like this now? I can show you my dogs. These are my dogs. Okay? And they're all like around, just waiting for me to finish off. All right? I didn't ask them to stop or stay, but this is how it is. And it's just first off, dogs respond to routine. So most of the time when we stop and stay is because we're doing enrichment activities. And the way we do enrichment activities in a pack is by calling each dog. So each dog has the opportunity to just join in and join in the game. So obviously every time this happens, I ask my dog to just sit and stay. Stop. Well done. Stay. Well done. So there you go. There is a distraction. There is a bicyclist. There is a dog, and the dogs don't move. So really getting to know your dog, doing enrichment activities with your dog, it really helps the bond between the two of you. It helps the communication between the two of you, and it helps you to getting to know one another. And you really want to get know your dog. Why wouldn't you?